Absolutely. And then this is where the central governor, for me, I think is most potent. The central governor in layman's terms is this voice that we have in our head that it's a warning mechanism. It tells us when we walk into a room full of people, here's a moment to be anxious. There's people around you. Maybe we don't have to do this today. Maybe we're better suited to not go into this situation. When we're running, the central governor, it can give us cramps, or it can give us this feeling that we're overheating, or it could just give us this eternal dread that I know anyone that's ever trained for any race will have at some point during their training, that I'm not good enough for this and I shouldn't be doing this. And the central governor in many respects is the ego. And I think, to answer your question simply, Ben, I think there's a sense here where the voice in my head for so long that medicated and encouraged me to medicate myself with alcohol, that brought on those, the sleepless nights and the depression, the anxiety, the unhappiness. It's a rubbish word to use, unhappiness, but there was a grief that was born out of these cans that I pick up, and to simply now buy the same version, but it says 0 alcohol at the bottom. It just seems like a cruel game that's all I needed to do. But to put it quite simply, my ego didn't know what life was like without a few fermented or distilled raw materials every day. I didn't know how to cope, and it was just that numbing sensation that my ego latched onto. And I honestly believe this, and I've got no training in any scientific or psychological background, but I believe that the same voice that used to say to me, Scott, you are guilty for your sexual abuse. You asked for that to happen. That's something that I believed for a long time. That same voice is the same voice that told me I was a piece of shit for drinking, that also encouraged me to go and drink. I think that's the same voice that comes into my head at 38k in a marathon and gets me to slow down. So for me, come on, man. I haven't listened to you for 2 years at this point. I'm 18 months sober in a few days. And, I've been in this toxic relationship for far too long, man. And I guess to some respect, we all are. We all have this inner voice, and we all speak to it, and we all communicate. At least I hope you do. At least I hope that is a two-way conversation for all of us. It should be. We should have that awareness to understand that this inner voice hasn't always got our best intentions. But